everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Sacred Union Energy Update. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at what is going on in the Union energies for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everybody for your love and support. I recently shared some news that the illness I had experienced previously has been kind of activated again. So I'm going to be taking care of myself going forward. Even better, focused on my health. What that means for the collective readings and my work, I'm not quite sure yet. It depends on how I feel. Right now, I'm feeling still pretty well. And I'm going to continue to be as productive and functioning as I can, but I might need to take it a little bit slow going forward. So I appreciate all of your love, all of your support, and yeah, we're going to kick some ass with that, aren't we? All right, so we're going to do a quick check-in and see what is going on. The energy has felt pretty calm. I haven't felt called to do any readings. I've been focused on the year ahead readings. If you want to book a year ahead reading, make sure that you are reaching out via my website, susanddawnspiritual.com. But the energy between counterparts has felt pretty calm, pretty steady, especially since the 1212 portal. And the 1212 portal really opens up 10 days of high frequency energy coming in. But it doesn't feel like it brings about that purging. It feels like a more settling energy. It feels like more integration. You might be feeling a little bit of an influx of emotion here or there, but this really feels like a calming energy. It really feels like a peaceful energy as we wrap up the year. Make sure that you're staying tuned to my sister channel, Susan Dawn Ascension Connections, because next week we're going to have the 2023 collective year ahead reading. If you want your personal reading, again, you can book with me, but we're going to do a collective reading over there as well. All right, so let's see what's going on in these connections right now. What's happening with the Sacred Union, Sacred Partnerships right now. Remember to take the energy as it resonates for you. Take the energy as it resonates for your counterpart connection, or just as it resonates for you yourself. Okay, Queen of Wands. I'm going to speak about that in a second. Tell me more about Nine of Swords. Interesting. Let me get two more. Wow. And one more. And the King of Pentacles. Wow. Really interesting energy showing up here. I do want to make a note that in the personal year ahead readings I've been doing, the Queen of Wands has been showing itself quite a bit. And I feel like it's going to continue to show up for 2023. Queen of Wands energy is, how do I describe her? Very confident, very based in her power. She's kind of like an Empress energy for me right now, in that she is in her self-empowerment, she is in her strength, she's in her divine feminine energy. But I like the Queen of Wands because she's also very assertive. She is not afraid to speak her truth and not afraid to take action where she's being led. Again, very confident in her steps, very confident in her path, very confident in where she's being led. There's this fiery energy about her as well, this phoenix energy about her as well, where she will not let that flame go out. She will not let that fire die inside of her. No matter what, no matter if you have the Nine of Cups, the Five of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords, no matter what she has experienced here in the past, or what she's going through right now, she doesn't let that fire go out. It doesn't dim her light. It doesn't hold her back from who she is. It's interesting, Nine of Swords, Five of Cups, Ten of Swords, all very difficult energies, but this also feels like it has remnants of the past. I'm going to share with you guys what I'm seeing in my mind. What I'm seeing in my mind is this kind of corridor. You have the Queen of Wands, and on the other side you have the King of Pentacles. So you do have these counterparts, and as you guys know, I love the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles for me is a very stable, grounded energy. It is the divine masculine energy, the conscious masculine energy, who knows how to provide. And I love the treasure chest in this card here as well. You don't often see that in the traditional tarot, but I love it here because it's like he's recognizing his magic, he's recognizing his power, he's recognizing his divinity from a open heart space, not from the ego, not from arrogance, but from this place of, I know my worth, I know my value now, and because I know my worth and I know my value, I have that to offer. divine masculine energy, conscious masculine energy, is a provider. They're able to hold that sacred space. They're able to hold that emotional container because of their own emotional maturity, their own emotional intelligence, but they do so in a very grounded way. Where the feminine can be a little bit wild in her emotions, not unbalanced. That's distorted feminine energy, but very wild in her energy. She is very free flowing in her energy. Divine feminine energy is that freedom embodied. The divine masculine is that container. You guys have heard me say this over the past 6 months, where it's the analogy of the waterfall, the metaphor of the waterfall, where the feminine energy is the flow of the water and the masculine energy is the banks that keeps that river held. Because otherwise it would just flood, it would go everywhere, it would cause disaster. The masculine energy really creates that container for the feminine energy to be held. So what I love about this is you have both on either side of this pretty challenging energy with the Nine of Swords, nightmares, anxiety, just complete overwhelm. You have the Five of Cups, which is regret, remorse, pain. It just feels like pain. It feels like a Three of Swords kind of energy here. Maybe the past even coming up again. And then you have the Ten of Swords, betrayal, pain, endings. Pain. That's what this feels like. It feels like pain. It feels like trauma. But here's what's interesting about this. This feels not so much something that is being experienced in the physical, tangible, but it feels like remnants. What I'm actually seeing is a corridor between the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles. And so imagine this as a corridor, right? And what I'm actually seeing is little tendrils of energy. For example, you see how there's like little energy sparks coming out of here? I don't know if you guys can see that. There's like little, it's like, you know, when you go into a house on a very sunny day, the sun is streaming through the windows, and you disturb the furniture or something, and the dust just kind of plumes in the air. And that you have those dust particles. That's what I'm seeing here, but it's energy particles. So it's telling me that this is residual energy that is coming up to the surface that is being cleared. It doesn't feel like it's active. It feels like it's being cleared. So whatever was experienced here between you two, or even within yourself, where this is your own inner masculine and feminine energy, whatever's happening here between the two energies, the two polarities, is being cleared. And I'm actually seeing you guys coming together through this. So whatever's happening here, there's this coming together. There's this union that is coming as a result of whatever energy is happening here. I don't feel like this energy here is keeping you apart. This feels like it's bringing you together in some way. We're going to do the energies a little bit different today. I want to get a little bit more on what's going on here. Tell me more about what this is. So the energy, like I said, has been pretty calm over the past several days. Pretty peaceful. I don't feel like there is this upheaval energy. I don't feel like there's tower moments. I just wanted to see if there's a tower before I spoke too soon. I don't feel like there's these tower moments. I feel like there's a lot of clarity, a lot of realizations, and a lot of heart expansions and openings. I feel like there's a lot of compassion between the two. I do feel like there might be some residual energy coming up to the surface. There might be some projection, but I don't feel like it is sticking. You know what I mean? I don't feel like it's a story that you're repeating for yourself. I feel like it's just being cleared here. What's going on here? Yeah, exactly. That Justice card, exactly. And what was I saying? There's some clarity that's coming. There's some understanding that's coming. More compassion that's coming. It's this Ace of Swords is like this new beginning where I feel like this energy is being cleared. This might have been what you experienced individually or together in the past. And rather than keeping you apart anymore, it's actually bringing you together because this is all balancing out with this Justice card. The time is now. The time is now for counterparts to come together, whether this is the person that you thought it was, whether this is that person that has been transformed as you have transformed, whether this is somebody else that is coming in as that conscious masculine energy, whether this is just for yourself within your own sacredness. There is a balancing that is coming out. It is a time for these counterparts to come together. It is a time for the bridge. It is time for you both to meet each other on the bridge, as we say. It is a time for that mending. It really is a time for these counterparts because it's a time collectively for the global ascension. And you guys have been doing the work as a ripple effect for that global ascension, for your own individual soul journeys. But your journey individually has an effect on the greater planet. Okay. Let's see what's going on for the masculine and the feminine. Even though the feminine's kind of over here with the Queen of Wands and the masculine's over here with the King of Pentacles, we're going to do it like we usually do, masculine, feminine. And I feel like that's appropriate, is what they're saying. It's appropriate because I feel like you're heavily on each other's hearts, heavily on each other's minds. Even if your ego is kind of like, I don't want anything to do with them right now. I don't care what they're doing. I'm focused on myself. I'm in that place personally. I feel like underneath, you're still feeling each other. You're still loving each other. It's just the ego that might be coming up. Again, it doesn't feel like a purging. It doesn't feel like anything heavy. It just feels like residual energy. Interesting. We'll talk about that in a minute. So tell me about the Divine Masculine here. What's going on for the Divine Masculine? Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, the counterpart is on their mind here. The Ten of Cups, oh, I'd say. Make sure that you guys are checking out the shorts that I post, the daily messages. I have a playlist as well. This week is all about love. I pre-record those, usually on Sunday night for the week. And what happened is I was getting a lot of energy for the masculine energy one day, the feminine energy another day, and then the union energy today. And it continued throughout the week where it doesn't always, I'm not always doing it just for sacred union and counterparts. But this week feels especially strong for counterpart connections. Now, that's not to say that there's going to be action taken, but energetically it feels very strong for counterpart connections. And today's spread was something else. So make sure that you're checking those out. And one more for the Divine Masculine. There's a Tower. Interesting. What did I say? That it doesn't feel like there's Tower moments, but we do have the Tower, but this feels more like a breakthrough. I feel like, okay. And the Two of Cups. This is, I'm glad we're using this deck because I had said in today's daily message, in today's short, we had a bunch of beautiful cards come out and I said I wanted to do a reading to see what this was about. The Two of Cups was one of those cards. So I do feel like there's this union energy here. I do feel like there's this counterpart energy here. You guys are strongly on each other's minds. You're strongly on each other's hearts in some way. You're thinking about each other. Divine Masculine, I really feel like they are understanding consciously with the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles here. I feel strongly that they are recognizing who you are to them and what you mean not only in their life, but what you mean to their heart, what you mean to their very soul, and how sacred the soul bond is. And I don't feel like in the past they recognized that. I feel like that might be part of this energy that they're releasing that's residual for them. I feel like in the past they have been healing where they had not treated you as sacred, where they had not treated you as part of themselves, where they had not treated you as the loving partner that you truly are and have been, because they hadn't treated that themselves like that either. But I feel like there's this conscious awareness that you are their counterpart and that you have always been a steady part of their life, that you have always been a loving, nurturing part of their life, and that you have always offered to each other. I feel like you've always offered to the masculine your heart. Divine Masculine had kind of closed themselves off to really receiving that because of that vulnerability, because of that fear of intimacy, because of that fear of getting too close, because their own heart was guarded. Whether they were conscious of that or not, their own heart was guarded. And so they were guarded to you, not willing. It was like that 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of energy, not fully wanting to go all in. I've been watching the Gilmore Girls. It's like my 1000th rewatch. And it's funny because just a couple of days ago I got to the episode where Luke and Lorelai are getting together, and Luke is saying, I'm all in. And then a little while later, Lorelai reiterates, I'm all in. And both had abandonment issues. Both had trouble committing. Both had trouble being vulnerable and being intimate with their partners in the past. But they had been healing together. They had been working on that together. That's what this energy feels like. And we're not going to talk about how the rest of the show goes. We're not going to talk about that. If you've seen it, you know. If you know, you know. But I feel like that's this kind of energy. They had been afraid to go all in. Number one, because this love had been so overwhelming. Neither of you had really experienced what true unconditional love is. Neither of you had really experienced what it was within this sacred partnership before, or how sacred a connection can truly be. And so you were doing that healing work. That's what this journey is all about. It's about doing that healing work, letting go and releasing all of those old templates and paradigms and past relationships and past experiences, past dynamics that you've had around love, past beliefs that you've had around love, not just relationship love, but maybe beliefs that you acquired through your family lines or through societal conditioning. All those old templates you've been releasing. Divine Masculine had kind of had one foot in and one foot out, even though Divine Feminine was like, I'm in. But he had been kind of one foot in and one foot out, because that required a lot of vulnerability. It required an open heart. It required really allowing themselves to be seen and seeing themselves fully. And that was incredibly painful for them because of their own past that was brought up to the surface, that was triggered within this connection, and that was then projected onto each other in some way. Because you were showing each other the mirror. You were showing each other reflection. But what happens when you bridge this? What happens when you heal all of this energy is you are facing each other. And the more that you heal within yourself, the more you're able to see the light within yourself, the love within yourself, rather than all the pain patterns, rather than all the regret, rather than all the betrayal, rather than all the anxiety that you had experienced in your past. Not necessarily within this connection. This connection was the projection. It was the mirror. But whatever it was that you had experienced in your life journey, your experiences being brought up to the surface. And for some of you who had a relationship with each other, who had been in partnership or proximity with each other, for some of you, there is some healing with regards to your actual relationship or your actual connection, where the projection just kept repeating and the karma just kept repeating within your actual relationship because it wasn't healing. But that's where you experience that separation. Separation can be a gift because there is truly no separation. That's just a perception. But that physical separation can sometimes be a gift because it allows you to heal without projecting that onto your beloved. Your Divine Masculine is really beginning to see you for who you are and who you've always been, their counterpart, their sacred partner, their love, and what you have always given to them. And because of that, I feel like they are really, there's this hopeful feeling with this Ten of Cups here. And I feel like that hopeful feeling is creating a breakthrough for them that makes them want to come in and express themselves, perhaps even express their love. But the most important thing is to express themselves, what is in their heart. There's a justice that's wanting to come in, and I feel like the Divine Masculine is actually leading the way for that justice energy. This Tower moment, and we talked a little bit about that in the last Sacred Union energy update, this Tower moment feels like there was some kind of revelation, some kind of an influence, something was said or seen very recently that gave them an aha moment. And kind of spurred on this hope, that spurred on this open heart, that spurred on this love, that made them see their Divine Feminine for who she really is, rather than the pain and the projection that they were putting onto her. This Tower moment feels like it was something, maybe it's a couple of things. They could have seen something in a positive light, where they opened their heart. They heard something, they saw something that was really beautiful that reminded them of their Divine Feminine, and they had an aha moment. Or it could be that they were seeing the contrast. If there is a third party situation, for example, they could have seen, if they were holding on to a past connection, a past relationship, a marriage, something like that, they could have seen, that's not my divine counterpart. That's not actually my partner. I was holding on to that past because that was an attachment, or that was, what I thought I wanted, or that's what I thought I needed. But they saw the contrast. So it could have happened in a number of different ways, but at the end of the day, it was a tower moment, a revelation that they were able to see their divine feminine clearly. And that's actually creating a breakthrough that's spurring them forward with this Knight of Swords energy. I want to get a little bit more about that in a minute, but let's go on to the divine feminine. What's going on for the divine feminine in this connection? What's going on for the divine feminine in this connection? The King of Wands. Interesting. You guys have both counterparts. The King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Really interesting. And like I said, it's interesting to me too that this is the divine feminine energy that we usually call upon here, but we have the divine masculine over here. You are feeling the divine masculine energy as well. You might also be feeling, because you're feeling in your self-empowerment, because you're feeling this fire within you, you might be feeling that within your own inner masculine energy, or you might be picking up on that from your divine masculine. There's a sense of renewed strength that's coming in. What I'm actually getting is very interesting energy. I'm going to talk about this first before I pull more cards. It's interesting energy when you first met your divine masculine. Divine feminines I'm speaking to specifically. When you first met your divine masculine, they might have been in a very different energy than they are now, or that they have been throughout this journey. When you met your divine masculine, they may have seemed more confident. They may have seemed more action-oriented. They may have seemed like they were putting in the effort for this connection, like that kind of honeymoon kind of energy. Now, it's a very different energy from, this sacred partnership energy is very different from, let's say, like, other connections, unhealthy connections. We're not talking about those unhealthy connections where there's like love bombing and attachment issues and things like that. Yes, you can experience those things within this connection. Yes, you can experience attachment issues within this connection, but that's an expression of your own pain. It's an expression of your own wounding. Sacred partnership, twin flames, very, very specific soul connection. And that's what we talk about here. So I want to be very clear, especially for those who are new here. There could be, you could have experienced those kind of energies within your connection, but at the end of the day, you have to follow what's in your heart, discern for yourself whether what you're experiencing is a true sacred partnership or not. And allow yourself to follow that intuition, allow yourself to trust that. So when I say that your divine masculine might have been in another energy, that's what happens with these sacred partnerships. You experience a lot of love and a lot of light reflection, where you're really, when you look at each other, you see the soul of each other. You see so much love, so much. It's that energy of home. It's beyond a soul contract. You're seeing yourself. And it's even beyond seeing yourself. It's like I say all the time, divine feminine, you see the past, present, future of your divine masculine. You see all of it. You see the multidimensionality of yourself, of your counterpart, of this journey. It activates you on a very, very high level, in a very, very deep-seated soul journey. So when you first meet your divine counterpart, and even the couple of days or weeks that follow, it's a very different energy. And then it's a very high-frequency energy. And then you're activated to the ascension, and the ascension aspect is the healing of the wounds. You bring up the triggers. And again, triggers are opportunities for healing. They're showing you where you need to bring in more love to yourself, maybe even to the connection or the relationship, but especially to yourself. Sacred Union Path of Ascension is a personal journey as well as one with partnership. You're doing this with another, but you're healing within yourself with that partner. You are the catalyst for each other's growth. And so, again, it might have been that as you were going through this journey, you saw some behaviors, even within yourself. You might have seen some behaviors that you didn't like. You might have seen some regression. You might have seen some, like, falling back to old habits. You might have seen whatever this was. as you're triggered, the ego kind of takes over, the old patterns kind of takes over, but you're healing that. It's the point of healing. Just to cut it short, what they're saying is when you first meet, you recognize each other on a very deep soul level and that love. And then you go through the healing, and you might not like each other very much as you're going through that healing, but you always love each other because the healing is bringing up all the old soul sludge between you both. And it's a very difficult experience. It's a very challenging experience. You guys know what I'm talking about. There might be arguments. There might be separation energy. There might be hot and cold energy. It's all for the purpose of healing. That said, what I feel like now is your person is going back to the person that they were when you first met, but in a higher sustainable frequency. Just like you, Divine Feminine. I expressed this in the full circle moments and the full circle memories readings that we did a couple of months ago, where I was experiencing a ton of full circle moments and a ton of full circle memories that were coming up. And I realized that I was returning to who I was, but in a higher frequency. When I say returning to who I was, it was this embodiment of who I was, anchored into this higher frequency, anchored into new patterns, anchored into new thought processes, anchored into new beliefs. Even this experience that I'm having now, where the illness that I have battled for the past 10 years has been activated again within my body, where it was dormant, where it was healing, now it's been activated again, and I'm having to take care of myself. I'm recognizing that I'm not the same person that I was. My life is different. My environment is different. My beliefs around healing is different. I'm different. I'm not the same person that I was. That's this energy here. You're seeing your divine masculine, or maybe you're feeling your divine masculine. This could even be yourself just coming into this new energy where you're anchored more into your authenticity. You're anchored more into who you are, into your life, but from a higher level, from a higher frequency, without all that pain pattern, without all those old beliefs, without all that old energy, without all of this. This has all been cleared. It's just the residual energy. It's just that debris. It's just those dust particles, so to speak. It's a new energy. All the victimhood that I felt when I was first sick, the feeling of betrayal when I was first sick, betrayed by God, betrayed by the medical establishment, betrayed within myself, where I felt abandoned, where I felt neglected, all of that pain gone. All I have is hope. All I have is optimism and a very deep will to overcome. I feel like the divine masculine is reflecting this. And I feel like you're feeling the divine masculine reflect this. I feel like the divine masculine is building in their strength, building in their willpower. And you might be seeing this. If you're in communication, you might actually be seeing this, and how direct they are now, how confident they are now, how they're stepping forward, how they're asserting themselves, how they're owning their life, how they're owning their choices, how they're taking responsibility and accountability for themselves. And if you're not in communication with them, or you're not sure what's going on in the physical with them, you can feel this energetically. All right, tell me more about divine feminine. Give me 3 more cards. Tell me more about the divine feminine, how she's feeling about this connection. You can see that there's a path that's opening up. Yeah, and it's leading to success. It's leading to victory. You're recognizing this. There's this energy of recognition here where you might have once held back, or you might have seen your counterpart is holding back. There's an expansive energy that's coming through here. I'm just getting this as more divine masculine energy. So I feel like you might really be picking up on the divine masculine energy. I feel like your divine masculine is really stepping into their power. And again, we talked about that. It's not egoic. It is their own inner strength, their own inner authority, where they might have been trying to claim power or take power outside of themselves or control outside of themselves. Now they're recognizing that they can only control themselves. It's very emperor energy, just like you were in very empress energy, divine feminines. And I feel like you can see the way forward. maybe not entirely, but it's like you can feel this expansive energy. You can feel this journey opening to you, and you can see that it's leading to victory. You might not be able to see how everything is playing out, but you can feel this union. You can feel this energy. You can feel this bridge being built. You can feel this mending kind of energy being built. And you might not be able to see so far, but you can see the higher picture. You might not be able to see it. Like I always say, it feels like it's going to take a miracle for my counterpart and I to come together. And even if that's not my life partner, it feels like it's going to take a miracle for any of this to happen. That's what I'm working on. Like, there's still some residual belief there about, is this even possible for me? So I'm clearing that out. But I feel like, and you might be as well, but I feel like the majority of you can feel this. You can see this bigger picture of, you know what, no matter what, I can feel this sacred union, either within myself, and I know that because it's within myself, I'm going to experience this with a partner. You can feel this, and you might not be able to see how it's playing out in your physical 3D world, but you're not meant to. You're meant to trust. You're meant to have faith. You're meant to have that place of surrender, because there is going to be this victory. There is going to be, and I'm also getting commitment energy. There is going to be this commitment, committed to love, committed to each other, committed to this partnership, committed to this journey, committed to this connection. Love is meant to uplift. Love is meant to support. Love is meant to be there for each other in that sense of commitment. Commitment does not mean restriction. Commitment does not mean a loss of independence. That's the attachment and the codependency that you have been healing. Commitment and love is freedom, but you have to discover that within yourself first. And that's where you create that interdependence. That's where you come into your own sacred union within. That's where you find your inner wholeness. And that's where you're able to come together as two whole parts. Two parts to one whole is what they always said to me in meditation, what they always gave me as far as these sacred partnerships, 2 parts to one whole. You are 2 whole parts that create one whole. You're 2 individual parts that create that oneness. That's what this energy is, and I feel like you can feel it. You might not be able to see it, but you can certainly feel it. And the Sun card, the happiest card in the deck here, I feel like this is, like, you can feel this. You can feel this expansive energy. You can feel your path opening. You can feel this journey moving into the new phase. You can feel this all coming in. Let's see first if there's anything else that we need to know for the Divine Feminines. 6 of Swords. Yeah, you can feel this. And there's the Emperor. You can feel your Emperor coming in. You might feel like you're alone in the boat by yourself right now, but you can feel everything kind of calming, moving into these calmer waters. I'm getting the Honeymoon card from the Romance Angels deck, where it feels like things are calming down. It feels like all this energy is clearing, and you're going to come together in that harmony, in that kind of honeymoon energy. And that honeymoon energy is just more love. It's what you experienced in the beginning. And what you experienced in the beginning with each other, that is the truth. That is the truth of who you are. That is the truth of your connection. It's that compatibility. It's that endless love. It's that recognition. It's that home. It's that feeling of safety and security with one another. It was just this, the pain of the past, that came up, that was projected. It was the distortions that you had to work through, that you had to heal. But the truth of your connection is what you had previously experienced, and what has been the undercurrent throughout your entire journey, that love that you have felt for each other throughout your entire journey. You're moving into more of that energy. And I feel like even though you might feel like you're alone in the boat here, journeying on your own, your counterpart is here. And I feel like your counterpart is coming in very physically. Again, whether this is the person that you have always known, who has grown, who has shifted into higher frequency as you have, or this is somebody else that is matching your energy. Let's get a little bit more for the Divine Masculine. Let's get a little bit more about the Divine Masculine. The Page of Pentacles. I do feel like they want to come in. This could be a gift, actually. I'm getting some kind of gift. We're in the holiday season, so it could actually be a gift. It does feel like it might be a little bit small. But small doesn't mean, okay, so small doesn't mean lacking in value. Even though it might be small, it feels like it's almost like testing the waters kind of energy. I don't feel like it's going to lack meaning. Even though it might be small as far as like a testing the waters kind of energy, could be like physically small, but it's going to be meaningful for you. It's not going to be a reckless or a thoughtless gift or a reckless or a thoughtless offering. This is something that has value and has meaning for both of you. When I say small, it could be like a letter. It could be a gift. It could be, it's something that is meaningful, but it's almost like it's small because it doesn't feel like a grand gesture. And I'm hearing it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, because it's something that is going to resonate for you, and it's something that's going to show you, it's something that's going to show you the sincerity behind their actions. Divine Masculine is learning how to match their words with their actions, and I'm also hearing their thoughts with their words. So if they had thought something but they spoke something differently, they're learning how to mind their thoughts. They're learning how to shift their beliefs so that their beliefs are actually in accordance with them. Their beliefs are actually in alignment with who they truly are. Their thoughts are actually in alignment with who they truly are. So I feel like they're learning how to match their actions with their words, with their thoughts, so that everything is in alignment here. And because of that, I feel like they're going to offer some kind of expression, some kind of gift perhaps, that really is meaningful to you both. That's going to show you the sincerity. Again, it's going to be small because there's a little bit of nervousness energy here. Testing the waters. They're not sure how you feel. I feel like they might still be telling stories to themselves about how you feel, as like a little self-sabotaging energy, but I do feel like they're overcoming that with this hopeful energy of the Ten of Cups. I feel like their courage is eventually going to be greater than their fears, and they're going to take that action. They're going to bring in some kind of small token of affection or gift, or something meaningful that's going to show you the sincerity, that's going to align with their words and show you how they've grown as well, show you how they've transformed. That's up to you as far as how you receive that. If you feel the sincerity of it, trust in the energy of it, trust in your intuition. They're a little bit nervous of how you're going to receive it as well. But again, trust in your intuition as far as, is it sincere? Is it true? Is it real? Is it, whatever this is? But it does feel like it's sincere coming from the Divine Masculine. Anything else? Yeah, the Four of Cups, I feel like they had opportunities in the past, and I feel like they're very aware that they had kind of mucked it up. I feel like it makes them a little bit nervous to present this offering, to present this token or gift or whatever this is. It makes them very nervous. It makes them very nervous. But I do feel like they're going to take the opportunity again. Again, their courage is going to be greater than their fear. All right, I feel like we're going to end here. This is going to be a very quick reading. We'll check back. Let's just get a romance angel. Let's just, for the hell of it, get a romance angel and see what's going on. Let's just see how you're feeling about each other at this time. Again, I feel like you're very heavily on each other's hearts and minds. Divine Masculine for the Divine Feminine. Divine Masculine for the Divine Feminine. The children, that children card keeps coming back to the innocence, that lightheartedness for me. It could be that your partner or you have children, and that's playing a part in either bringing you together, or it's playing a part in some way about this. I don't feel like it's keeping you separated, but I feel like it's playing its part in some way. But again, children for me is this lighthearted energy going back to the beginning. The innocence of your love. Anything else for the Divine? Anything else for the Divine Masculine? Finances and career. They could be focusing on their stability with the King of Pentacles here as well. They could be focusing on building that stability for you, building that security, not only for you, but for themselves, but that is reflection of you as well. I feel like they have you in mind as they're doing this. They have their life in mind as they're doing this. Because they have their life in mind, they have you in mind because you're part of their picture. You're part of their 10 of Cups. So they have you in mind as they're doing this as well. Divine Feminines, how are you feeling towards the masculine? How are you feeling towards the masculine? Give your relationship a chance, and we have engagement, higher level of connection, higher level of communication. When I'm saying higher level of communication, it's interesting because I do feel like you're communicating on the higher energetic level. I do feel like you're feeling this. It might lead to more communication in your physical world as well. Give your relationship a chance. I feel like you might be a little bit guarded right now. Again, you might be in this energy of how's this ever going to happen? How is this ever going to work? I don't even know if I want it to work right now, because there might still be some residual stuff coming up to the surface for you that you're just like, you know what, whatever you're doing, you do. I don't care. You don't care. I don't care. Like, you might still have some ego playing out, some ego that's being released right now. But I feel like underneath it all, you are being asked to release that so that you can give your relationship a chance. And I do feel like underneath the surface, you truly do want to give your relationship a chance, because between you both, there really is this true love. There really is this deepened sense of connection, this deepened sense of love. I want to get, let's just continue with this for a quick second and get the other love oracle deck. I just want to see what the potential is here. Divine Masculine, what do you need the Divine Feminine to know? Divine Masculine, what do you need the Divine Feminine to know right now? Trust. He's asking for you to trust. I feel like he might be focused on his physical world right now, even though energetically you guys are very much in alignment. You guys are very much on each other's hearts and minds. I do feel like he's asking for that trust. Divine Feminine, what do you need the Divine Masculine to know? Respect. I feel like she's asking for that respect. Interesting. Divine Masculine is asking for trust. Divine Feminine is asking for respect. Honor me, and I'll be able to trust what you're giving, what you're offering. Interesting energy. And again, bottom of the deck, you have your union. You have that balance. You have that yin yang. You are two parts to that one whole. That's what this symbol is. You're two parts to that one whole. And I feel like you are really building that bridge and coming together. Beautiful reading, you guys. We'll be back. I'm not sure when. Stay tuned. Make sure that you're checking out the rest of my social media platforms for continued written channelings and updates. I'm sending you all so much love and so much light, and we'll see you soon. Bye.